Good day, everybody. This is the Ecclesiarch here, back with some more Warpforge, and today we're going to be playing some Tyranids, and I'm going to be showing you my Neurothrope Synapse control that is making use of the new Norn Emissary cards quite a lot. So basically we have mostly a standard package of our Tyranid cards, but there are a couple of things that we are doing here. So first of all, we need to have the Norn Emissary, because Norn Emissary is going to be like our finisher, our most important unit, because this unit has like crazy stats. It just costs a lot, but even if you draw this unit later in the game, it is still quite possible to make it cheap enough to play easily, because the cost lowers by 2 every time you trigger Synapse, not by 1, right? So oftentimes you'll have a chance to play this for very cheap, and if you combo it with Predator Instincts, this guy can be pretty devastating. Also has Blast 3 on top of everything, so pretty damn good. Now, on top of that, we're also including the Neurotyrant, because I do think that this is the new legendary that is extremely important. I chose to craft this over a Terror of Vandergast, because I think Terror is not that good, while this Warlord is actually, not Warlord, sorry, this card is actually pretty powerful because of the inflated stats on top of the ability. Now, obviously, we need to have some of the key cards, which are the Hive Crone, the Broodlord, and the Tyrant Guard. That is super important for Tyranid mirror matchups. But we're also going to be including Zoanthropes, because this is a Synapse deck, and Zoanthropes are probably one of the best Synapse units that we have. We're gonna have Tyranid Prime, just because overall, as you guys know, this is a very good unit because of the stats, plus can be a little good with the Swarm if you do manage to combo it, and on top of that, the Synapse is also very good. I'm only including one copy of Venomthrope, mostly because I often find Venomthrope to be a dead card in my hand if I don't have the combination of the flank with it, and even if I do have like 2 flanks and 2 Venomthropes, that's my hand gone. So usually I find that 1 is quite enough, especially considering there's not as many Lich Guard anymore. Because Lich Guard have been nerfed and there's not a lot of Necrons, so this was, I think, mostly used to punch through the Lich Guard. Ravenous Hunter doesn't need explanation. This is the most powerful card of the Tyranids, probably. I am running double Lictor, and some of you might say, why not run the Sporcist because it has Synapse? Well, the thing is, I do find that Synapse is enough as I have right now. And on top of that, the Lictor having the stealth is very good to just control the board early on, like especially if you're playing against something like Chaos and they drop some big boy units. And if you're wondering why this and not the Von Ryan's Leaper is the +1 HP, because Von Ryan's Leaper is still vulnerable to the Orcs AoE, and it's much more vulnerable in general to being taken out by AoE. In the late game, obviously, it's much better, but at the same time, we have a lot of late game tools, so we don't really need to do that. We have Tyranid Warrior for extra Synapse, Gene Stealer, because Gene Stealer is a perfect early game card. You can just multiply these like crazy and just control the early mid game, which is the weak point of the Tyranids. Neurogaunt Node Beast, because of that Synapse, plus we need 1 unit with the Swarm just to combo with the Tyranid Prime, and this is the prime candidate, plus it's a low cost Synapse unit if you really need to do your Ravenous Hunter. We're also going to have infinite biomorphologies, because this card, I always liked this card, as you guys know, and now that it has been buffed to 2 energy, it's much better. You can get stealth and armor and all kinds of good stuff from here, or even health. It can be devastating. Infestation Node, because nowadays there's a lot of matches that actually drag on quite a bit, especially if you're playing against the Orcs, and this can be a game-winning card, because nowadays Gaskuls play quite slow, and they do tend to run out of steam if you do manage to make them blow their removal cards. So this is extremely important. Enhanced Organism, just for health. We're not looking to gain damage from Adrenaline Surge, we just need more health. And Predator Instincts into Encircle the Prey is also really nice. Now, without further ado, let's get right into it, and let's see who's gonna be our first opponent. And number 1 is Nemesis Zandrek, surprisingly enough. And considering it's Zandrek and he's going to have the Lich Guard, I'm actually thinking of perhaps leaving Venomthrope in my hand, I guess. Yeah, why not? Neurogaunt Node Beast is also pretty good, and I guess Infestation Node can also be nice. We're gonna leave Ravenous Hunter as well. This is a pretty good hand overall. Digestion pool, don't forget people, you need the digestion pool to play Tyranids effectively. If you don't have digestion pool, well, it's gonna be very hard to play Tyranids. Okay. For the turn 1, we don't really need to do much, we just do this, and he cannot resurrect the Remnant on this turn. I mean, if he wants to blow his first resurrection and on this, sure, I don't mind. Okay, so there's the Triarch Praetorian. Now, I could instantly drop the Tyrant Guard, and that could be an interesting thing to do, but the problem here is if I do play the Tyrant Guard and he has Scorpec Destroyer, he actually manages to take out my Tyrant Guard. However, on the other hand, if he doesn't, I might be in a pretty good spot. Or I could just Morphologies. And we get Stealth, and Stealth is certainly something that I want here, because I'm gonna get a Stealthy Venomthrope, which is gonna be super good. I think it was a good call to get the Biomorphologies. Once again, because if I drop this, he could have played the Scorpec on Energy 4, and he could take this out. If I knew that that faction did not have something like the Scorpec Destroyer, I would most certainly go for playing the Tyrant Guard. So this is what we want to do here, and honestly speaking, let's just strike this. We're taking a lot of damage, but soon the game is going to turn into our favor. Go into our favor, that is. And I think what we're going to do next... Yeah, that was obvious that he was going to do that. Nothing surprising there. We're going to easily deal with that, I believe. Okay, he whacks us. And he's actually not playing his units, which I think I do get why that's the case. I think I do understand what he's up to. So we first need to take this out. 100%. We need to take out the Remnant as well. And what we want to do is we want to do this into this. And put this bad boy into stealth together with the Venomthrope again. Because the next turn we actually have a pretty good play. If he does not AoE right now to wipe my board, well, he cannot wipe the board, but he cannot take out the Venomthrope. If he does not do that, we actually have a very strong play next turn. Via the Digestion Pool and Infestation Node. He plays the Conquering Tyrant on Nemesaur. Okay, that's a pretty interesting thing, I gotta say. But I think the Conquering Tyrant is not gonna be much of a help to him. Okay. And he even goes face with that, really? What, bro? You serious? Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out some of this stuff. And we'll do the Digestion Pool. We drop this right here. And then we do the Infestation Node. Unfortunately, the Tyrant Guard being stealth isn't the best thing. Because he can now instantly bypass the front line. That's a bit of a minus with the stealth. But it's not too bad because considering we have Ravenous Hunter, this could actually go in our favor quite a bit. My legions will be reborn, and then he goes away. Okay, very well. I think that was the correct play, because we did have, I think, lethal next turn. So this was 12, this was 10, and this was 6. Yeah, I think we did have lethal for next turn. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, so one of the best things that you can do is definitely set up for that good Infestation Node. Stealth is very nice, but with biomorphologies, depending on the situation, you either want to get stealth, armor, or HP. Anything else is kind of bad, because just increasing your troop damage is not that big, unless you really have like all units that you drop are like stealth units that you really want to go face with, like let's say the Death Leaper and stuff like that. Usually I find that the health is the most effective one, because I think it's like +3 health or something, which is pretty huge, honestly. Armor 1 is also really good, but like that health can be pretty deadly. Really depends, honestly. Depends on what you're fighting. What are you expecting? Are you expecting one big source of damage or many small sources of damage? Okay, Hive Crone is great, Lictor is great, Enhanced Organism, we're gonna replace. Even though this is like a high cost unit, with Tyranids, mostly you want to leave your high cost monsters in your hand, because one of the worst things that can happen to you as Tyranids is having a lot of tactics in your hand. Like for example here, I got double Predator Instincts, which on paper is pretty good, but unless I'm able to have a target for it, it's not that good. He actually uses Hellfire Torch on that. Okay. Interesting, for sure. Yeah, I think what we need to do here is certainly attack it. And I hope it's not going to give him way more health. This is usually not a good unit to run in your deck because you're kind of dependent on going second so that you can torch it, which is usually not that effective. Okay, this is not much of a problem now because I can drop the Lictor and I can pass. So this is exactly why I like the Lictor in my deck, because when you have this guy, you can take out prior targets like this, and there's literally nothing that he can do here because this has 5 HP, so there's not enough AoE physically here to deal with this. Oh, now this is a very good question. What do I want to take out first? The priority here is quite messed up. So, honestly, I think I'm just gonna drop the Tyrant Guard over here, and I'm gonna do this. This is dangerous that his thingy is getting strong, but I am holding Predator Instincts in my hand, which is really good. For 5 energy, he does not have a Helldrake Strike. If he uses his AoE, this still survives to fight the next turn. Yeah, he uses the Traitor's Hate. And as I said, not enough. Oh, goddamn. Okay, he got pretty unlucky there in terms of his thing. And I think he made a mistake there. Or maybe not. Wait, how much does he heal? Oh, he heals to 10 energy, actually. Oh, that's pretty damn ugly. Okay, I think we cannot risk anymore. So what we honestly need to do here is we need to do this, first of all. And then we need to give it flank. Because this thing has to go. You cannot physically leave this on the board, else it's gonna become nigh unkillable. Okay, now this is not bad because we are starting to cheapen our Norn Emissary, and on top of that we also have a flank for our Norn Emissary, which is usually the thing that you really want. Now if we do, man, what the hell? Swear to God, man, sometimes the things that people play weird me out. Alright, and we did get the Infestation Node, which is super. The Tyrant Guard is not going to survive because I'm trading that in for sure, like 100%. So it's going to go here to heal up my Warlord, and we pass. And next turn is perfect because the Infestation Node is going to give me double Hive Crone, or I could even go for Norn Emissary Infestation Node later on, but I think it'll be a little bit of an overkill perhaps. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Hellbrute. Okay, Hellbrute is scary. Hellbrute is pretty damn scary. However, this is what I'm thinking right now. So, I think I have a pretty good play here. If I do this, the Norn Emissary becomes 6 energy. Then I can do this. And do this. Yes, that is very good. And now we pass. So as I said, the Norn Emissary with the flank is extremely good. Now a very high rolling Helldrake Strike can clear the whole board here. But he chooses Drachnian. Okay. And he's probably gonna whack Norn Emissary, as I understand. If he's smart, he should do the Norn Emissary here. Okay. Absolutely correct move. However, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna do the infestation node here. That's gonna give me so many new units. That is not even funny. And I'm going to buff everything again. And I'm just gonna do it like this. And I pass. Look at this. We're holding 3 Hive Crones in our hand. That's so stupid. And if he doesn't deal with the Broodlord, I can get more copies of Broodlord. Okay, yeah, then he gives up. Obviously. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. So, as I said, the Norn Emissary can actually be a very good unit. I've seen a lot of people playing like a control Neurothrope, but I think not playing the Emissary is the wrong choice, because it's a very good control tool that has been added to the game. And fortunately, since the Orc aggro has been gutted, for the most part, let's say like that, as well as like a lot of people playing more for late game, like Black Crusade, the Grizzle Scarboy, the Necrons. Like, since a lot of factions are now playing for late game, it is actually pretty good to play something as late game as Norn Emissary. But the Infestation node is absolutely crucial in this deck, in my opinion, because when you're playing against some late game stuff like the Orcs, for example, you're gonna run out of fuel unless you are somehow able to refill your hand with Infestation node. I do think if the enemy manages to stop your Infestation nodes, it becomes a little bit scary. So we have, once again, the Infestation node, we got the Predator Instincts, we got the Tyranid Prime, but now we're playing against the Swarm Lord. Now, Swarm Lord is a problem because this game is going to be quite fast. It's all about who gets the Ravenous Hunter combo first. So that's something to keep in mind. So I wanted to swap the Infestation node because of that. You never really want to get rid of Predator Instincts. At least one copy is always welcome, I think. So this is really going to depend highly on how the hand goes. Mirror matches are mostly very, like, how should I put this? They're very stupid in general, because it really doesn't depend a lot on like how well you play. It's often about how well you draw. Now he's playing aggro, and he's gonna... Okay. That's a surprising move. And what I'm gonna do is this. I really want to get rid of that thing. I don't want to leave it for too long. This is really good, and this is extremely good. So we already got the combo piece in our hand. That is super. He plays the Venom Thrope. That is not good. Honestly speaking, that is not good. Unless I can play something like the Lictor, right? Once again, that's why I really like the Lictor. This is the reason. They're just really, really good. And he drops the Tyrant Guard, and that is already getting very scary, gentlemen. Because him hiding behind the Tyrant Guard is terrifying, considering he also has the Venom Thrope there. Yuck. That's terrible. So this does 3 damage to it. Then I do 1, and then I do 1 with Spirit Leech. Yeah, that's pretty much how we need to do that. There's no question there. This guy has to go. And we can't really take it out yet. Guess I need to pass. Guess I need to pass this. Okay, Neurogon Node Beast. Yikes. Hive Commander, sure. Wax me there. Okay, in this case... I think it's worth doing this. We're gonna give it health, because it already has like a ton of armor. We're gonna drop it. We're gonna give it this. It's gonna go here, and we're generally gonna take it out. Okay. If my Tyrant Guard does survive a turn, then we have very strong follow-ups coming up through the Tyranid Prime, Enhanced Organism, Infestation Node. There's like very good things that are gonna happen if my Tyrant Guard manages to survive this turn. Oh, he plays a Carnifex. Ugh. That's pretty nasty. Carnifex is a very nasty target to deal with. What? Couldn't he have taken that out if he wanted to? Okay, bro. However, you wish, I guess. I think we're gonna play the Zoanthrope here because we want to get a little bit of health. And we're gonna whack this. And we're gonna pass. The Zoanthrope is gonna be very, very good. He's gonna drop the Broodlord. Now that's already a problem. So he gets the Broodlord first. That already means that potentially he has lethal next turn, depending on what he's holding in his hand. He's got 2 cards. I don't have a front line. Yeah, I think for the most part we are kind of finished here already. Are we though? This will do 4 damage, this will do 2 damage, this will do 1 damage. Yeah, it's not good at all. We don't have, I think, a way to get out of this situation. Yeah, I guess this is the only thing that we can do. We need to literally do this. And then this. And if he's also holding Bloodthirst, then he wins. I think even if he's not holding Bloodthirst, he probably wins this game because we already blew our Bloodthirst. And in a Tyranid mirror, losing your Bloodthirst is kind of losing the game. He doesn't have it? Yeah, but he does still have the Broodlord into Hive Commander, so his troops are gonna get like Omega strong. So let's see what we get next. Okay, that does 4 damage. That's not too bad, actually. At this point, I'm kind of forced to do this. Because I'm going to need another Hive Crone. Let's not give up yet. I think this is a loss, but let's still try. Let's still try. Okay, does the Hive Commander again. And yeah, there's the Bloodthirst. Okay. In this case, it's over. Yeah, as I said, guys, mirror matchups are kind of stupid in this in Tyranids, in terms of like who's going to get the a good setup first. So in his case, Venomthrope behind. It's not the Bloodthirst that won him the game, by the way. The moment where he could set up the Venomthrope behind the Tyrant Guard, that's already when he won the game. So actually, I think I could have done better there. I should have used my digestion pool sooner, I guess, to just being able to react. But it's all right. Now we actually have a very, very scary thing. We have digestion pool into this bad boy right here, which is terrifying. I think this is the guy we fought last time, right? Yep, seems like it. Seems like it. Not a lot of people use this, so you know. The thing is, even though I have a very strong play with Neurotyrant, I might actually go for Guard, depending on how his next turn goes. Yeah, that's not good. Based on that, I do have to attack him now. Once again, stealth is, I think, pretty good. I'm gonna take a big chunk of damage here, but having the Neurotyrant in stealth for the next turn is gonna be terrifying. The stats on that thing are just nuts. Oh, he plays the Aspiring Champion too. Ouch. And that does a lot of damage to me. Okay, if I get a flank, I'm actually going to... Okay. In that case, our game plan changes a little bit, boys. I have to drop this. Actually, not that. I have to drop the Tyrant Guard and flank it right into his face. I didn't want to drop the Venomthrope because that was a little bit of value hogging right there, because I didn't want to have one leftover energy. Well, I mean, I would still be able to use my Spirit Leech, I believe, but still. Or did I actually do that? Rain Freeze. Nope, I did not. Okay, what's next? Gonna drop another one. I need to start healing, else this is getting scary. Traitor's Hate, then he's gonna AoE. No, he does Execution. What the hell? Okay, since it's the Execution, we are going to use the Neurotyrant right now. That's unfortunate. I really wanted to use the Infestation Node next turn for infinite front lines, but his aggro actually managed to put him in a very nice spot there. Hellspear. Plague Marine, sure. So take this out. Then we take this out. Then we play this into this. And we do the Infestation Node. The reason why I want to do that Infestation Node is to put that thing out of the Helldrake strike range. Because next turn we kind of win. Yeah, we do win. That was pretty close, to be fair. You might think that I wasted the Infestation Node there, but I don't think so, because I wanted to have an extra copy of these two bad boys. Now look at this. This is actually pretty funny. Okay. double Ravenous Hunter. So one on this guy to generate a second copy, and then on the middle guy to also affect the Warlord. That can be like pretty funny. It's not usually a thing that you will be able to do a lot, but it's funny when it works. Okay, let's try the next game. How many did we play actually? So one was against the Swarmlord that we lost. We won one against Chaos. The other against Chaos. Did we only play 3 games? Okay. Well, the reason why I feel like that is probably because this is Control Warlord, and Control games usually take a long time. Right. I think we leave both of these, actually. So Uriel is an aggro warlord. So on paper, this should be a pretty hard matchup. Against Uriel, usually the good matchup for Tyranids is when you're playing the stealth assassin build. But right now, I think we're in a bit of a disadvantage. I might even not want to drop the Tyranid warrior next turn because of that. Because Uriel has a lot of flanks, he has a lot of tactics, so there's usually like not a high chance that he's not going to be able to remove the Tyranid warrior. Like, in most cases, he will just remove it. Okay, what are you waiting for? Xenocian? End the turn, for Christ's sake. What's he waiting for? I hope he just forgot to press end turn and he's not roping. Well, okay, there we go. Hooray for me. As I said, no Tyranid warrior this turn. I think we just gonna drop that next turn. By the way, one of the great things against Ventress in general can actually be an early Carnifex. If you're playing the Swarmlord, it can be really, really good. There's the Hive Crone, the Hive Crony. That's not coming out anytime soon, so unfortunately, it's gonna have to wait out a little bit. So having a stealth Tyranid warrior isn't really a big deal, honestly, because I think this is like way too easily removable. But it's at least going to give me something to answer the early pressure, because towards the late game, it kind of does become more. Well, what's he doing? What? You know what? I'll just drop the Venomthrope here. Venomthrope is pretty good against the Ultramarines because it has high health. And until 6 energy, he doesn't have very strong flanks. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. And we get the Synapse through the Broodlord. Beautiful. Let's drop it there. I might have to play an Infestation node though on that Broodlord, because chances are it's gonna get removed next turn. Unless I get another stealth. Which sucks because I wanted to combo it with my Hive Crone, but it's not enough energy. That's gonna happen at 8. Friggin' Captain Calcium. Not Calcius, that's Captain Calcium. I don't care. So I have to Infestation node here, or... Oh, actually, no, I don't have to. Actually, I do not have to do that. It's 1. That's 2. And that's 3. That's a lot of Neurogon node beasts, by the way. I think this is going to be either the flying flanker or otherwise it's going to be inspired retribution. Either way, I think, yeah, there you go. And what's the follow-up? Just the AoE, I reckon. Unless he refills the energy, actually. That's one thing he could do. Nope. Oh, okay. In that case, this is what we do. We make our board even more unkillable because we got the Ravenous Hunter. Usually, when you're playing against playing a control, Enhanced Organism is the buff that you want to go for because you don't really need attack unless you're playing an assassin build. Yeah, it increases your lethal range, but that's about it, right? Yeah, he loses here. And he goes face, obviously. Unless he uses invulnerability, he lost. Yeah, he knows. He knows. He knows. Okay, so I think I've demonstrated, guys, why Infestation Node is actually pretty good. I think a lot of games that we won was due to that. Actually, we won against Zandrek too. I also played Neurothrope against Gaskell before we started playing here, and the Infestation Node was also very useful against him because once again I managed to multiply some of my stuff and that really sealed the game. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this Neurothrope control guide. I think it's a very fun and very good archetype to play currently, especially considering that the Gaskell armor archetype is getting very popular, and Tyranids are actually going to be a good answer to that if you're struggling, because currently a lot of people are saying that that is a problem. And I think on top of that, Chaos is also very popular, but considering how high the play rates and win rate are for Chaos, there might be some changes for them coming. Maybe like the armor removed from the Venom Crawler. That's my guess of what they're gonna do. If that would be the smart change to the Chaos, because right now a lot of people are complaining about it. I don't think Chaos is overpowered at all. I just think that armor on the Spider is unnecessary. But anyways, most matchups that you're gonna have now are gonna be pretty okay, unless you're playing against like hyper aggro. For the most part, you're gonna be fine. Chaos is gonna be tricky, but overall I think it's gonna be okay. And Eldar, you're better against the Eldar than the Swarmlord, so there's that. I think in terms of a mirror versus a Swarmlord, you might lose a lot because his power kind of outscales yours. But once again, it really depends on what cards you get and who's going to be able to do the proper setup first. Anyway, guys, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment and I'll be seeing you in the next one.